Hello everyone, welcome back to the 1991 VGA remake of Space Quest 1. Okay, so where did we leave off? So last time we had a pretty good run actually, we had a pretty decent video. Oh yeah, a nice slug of water would sure hit the spot right about now. So yeah, like I said, because this is a desert planet, you will, if you spend a lot of time outside here, you will need to drink eventually. Which is kind of weird because when we get to Yulin's Flats, we won't anymore. Somehow you don't have to drink there, even though it's actually exactly the same climate, and you're outside most of the time there anyway, so I don't know, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, here we need to drink, so yeah, anyway, so last time we had a pretty good video. We saw basically both ways to deal with Orat and the spider droid. We killed the spider droid by pushing the rock, or the... Actually, in the original game, it's a rock. In this remake, it's not really a rock, it's what's the word? A vertebrae, I guess. It's one of the vertebrae of the skeleton, because in the original game there wasn't a skeleton here. There was you know, that kind of rock ridge, but here it's a skeleton, so it's a little bit different. Anyway, the heat of this place can sure dehydrate a person. You better get something to drink pretty darn soon. I thought that so in the original version of this game, there is the problem that if you have a fast PC, like any PC after like 1991 or so when the game came out, it will run too fast. Like the timer runs too fast, and you die of thirst too quickly. That's a known problem with this game. It's usually not a huge problem because, again, you don't actually need to spend that much time outside anyway. But I thought they fixed that with this patch, but it seems like it's going pretty fast because we had, what, like just a few seconds between the previous message and this one. So the heat of this place can sure dehydrate a person. You better get something to drink pretty darn soon. And if we don't, we can drink now. Of course, we still have because in this save, I killed Orat with the spider droid instead of with the water, so we could drink the water. But I guess we can see what happens when we die of thirst, because it seems like it's... Holy antiperspirant, dehydro man. The searing heat and dryness of this environment sucks the vital fluids from your body. Your mind begins to drift uncontrollably. Mommy, is that you? Mommy, how come all the other guys in class get new mops and I don't? Mercifully for all of us, you die before the hallucinations get too hokey. It won't be long before you look like a scaled-down version of this skeletal structure occupying several hectares nearby. Within a few hours, your gaunt corpse will have dried to a crisp, your powdered remains evenly distributed across the parching terrain by a searing gust. Boy, this game sure gets poetic when it comes to death. Alright, so anyway, so yeah, so we saw both ways of dealing with the spider droid and with Orat, so we're pretty much done here. I mean, we got the plant. That's pretty much all we need to do here. So let's just take a look at a couple other things. There's actually one thing I didn't show last time. If you walk down from the skeleton, you get this pretty cool sort of zoomed out view. I mean, there's nothing to do here. Like this screen is functionally useless, but it's just kind of cool. Average height of the structure looks to be about at least 7 meters, which is, what is that? That's like, in feet, that would be something like, I don't know, 25 feet maybe, something like that. Vertebrae, ribs, and who knows what else rest upon the Coronian soil. Yeah, it talks about the water again. The bones, though utterly dehydrated, still bear too much mass for the puny legs of you to displace. I think most people probably couldn't displace this skeleton even if they were very strong. Your words hitch a ride on the Coronian breeze, never to be heard again. If a Roger Wilco talks in the Coronian desert and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? These bones have had the smell baked right out of them by centuries of relentless Coronian sun. Any soft tissue was long ago ingested by local parasites. Well, it might make one heck of a great soup bone. It bears no other appeal to your palate. And there in the background, we have mountains generously dappled with spires of unknown formational origin, looming at your visual terminus. Speaking of the local parasites, just as in the first game, remember there's that hole that you can look into, and there's something inside that grabs you? Let's take a drink here so we don't die right away. I'm surprised that timer's running that fast. I thought the patch said that it fixed that timer so that we don't die of thirst as quickly. Because you're not supposed to die that quickly. It's just that because DOSBox has a fast it's apparently based on the speed of your computer, and since DOSBox is running fast, it goes faster. Yeah, we have this little hole here. Erosion has drilled a small hole into the side of this section of vertebrae. What could be in there? Let's find out, because after all, it's an adventure game, and this will be an adventure. Cautiously, you decide to investigate further. That should teach you not to be messing around in strange holes. That's true. It is. That is a lesson for good lesson for real life as well. Don't go poking around in strange holes, because you never know what might be in there. Okay, I'm obviously just fooling around here. I mean, okay, let's get on with the game. So there's really nothing else that we need to do here. Like nothing. Just go up the spine of the skeleton, and yeah, and walk across this. I'd say that the widening of those cracks is an excellent indication that this thing is not a truly stable unit. And don't you hate the way it makes your brain bounce around like a handball and all that spare cranial space? So, yeah, this will break if you walk across it too many times. I think in the original game it breaks on the 4th attempt to walk across it. In this game it breaks on the 3rd attempt, I think. Is that right? I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's the case. I think in this version it's 1 less than in the original, but yeah, we won't need to come this way again because we've already killed Orat. We've already got the Orat part. There it is. This cute little item is an Orat part. You're not sure what part though. And of course you can have fun clicking the things on each other. I'm not going to read all of these. And you're sorry you did. I mean, I love doing stuff like this. I just love clicking things on things, and I just love stuff like this. I'm sorry. I know I've said it several times. I just take a childish sort of amusement in this kind of thing, in the fact that they put all these messages in there. But I'm not gonna bother reading all of them because I know that'll probably get pretty boring for you folks to watch. So yeah, it talks about the water again, but we should be able to get out of here before we need to drink again. What's this silvery little flag thing here? It looks interesting, although hard to tell from where you're standing. It may be a sign. If you got closer, maybe you could read it. All right, let's take a look. Whoa. Hey, what's the deal here? That elevator doesn't lower. It sucks. That's also something they changed. I mean, it doesn't make any difference to the gameplay, really, but in the original game, remember, this was like a proper elevator. Like, it was a nice elevator that went down, but this is more just like a pit. It's just like a shaft that you just fall down. Actually, I'm not sure if somebody could really survive that. I mean, somebody wouldn't really survive a free fall of... Oh, you can't really see exactly how far it was. Looks like your standard run-of-the-mill pneumatic transport. This particular model only descends, however, and it's not a pleasant ride. So I guess it's kind of like, you know those mail tubes? Like how in some buildings there's like a whole pneumatic system that connects the building where you can put messages inside. Like in old office buildings, they used to have something like that, I guess. I guess this is kind of like that, except it doesn't seem like it would work. Although you imagine yourself a buff individual, you could affect no change in the tube door. The scent of Burzelwee's berry rises to be sampled olfactorily. Must be their polish. With professional pride, you observe that the door polish these guys use tastes different than your favorite brand. Alright. So, these are stalagmites. They stand silently just as they have done so for many centuries. And these, of course, are stalactites. They just hang around there politely minding their own business. So one end of what appears to be a large cavern. Then we go to the left. Yeah, we can't go this way. Well, we can, but we can't go any further this way, any further than that. And what's this here? The stalagmite has obviously been broken loose previously and set back in place. The being responsible, most likely your Cronian counterpart, tried to fool everyone else by using some sticky gunk to hold it together, like that would actually fool anyone. You flex those incredible muscles you wish you had, but you're barely able to snap loose the previously fractured stalagmite tip. I think this is actually the same... Yeah, this is the same stuff as that plant that we got. So if you didn't get the plant, you could get the same stuff from here, but I don't think you get points for taking it from here. I think you only get points for taking the plants from the surface. You don't get points for taking it from here, so, I mean, it makes no difference to the gameplay, but it makes a difference in your point count, so. Having an adequate personal collection of natural corroding adhesive, you choose to leave the sticky gunk where it is. Alright. Alright, I think we can move on. Yeah, you folks might remember this grate, because it's great. The grate is made of metal and seems to be fastened securely to the floor. It is too dark to see down through the grate. However, an odd smell emanates from the depths of the pit. Let's go ahead and save. That's great. I think the very same pun was used in the hint book for Space Quest 4, actually. Because there's a grate there as well that you have to go through. So, just as in the original game, this friendly little tentacle creature. Oh, it's got the cutest little gray eye you've ever seen. Aw, that's adorable. Hey, this puppy has some keen-looking tentacles. It's a great monster. I'll bet he's lonely and just wants to be your friend. Hey, we can't talk to him? It smells great. I don't think you want to get that close. Then again, maybe you do. Sure, why not? It's an adventure. Let's explore. Crunch, crunch, crunch. You've been snatched out of existence by the tentacled beast lurking beneath the grate. You feel the painful sting of digestive fluids. I think you would die before you feel those digestive fluids. Don't stop now. We're having so much fun watching you. Yeah, it is actually fun. I mean, obviously seeing all the deaths. I mean, this, again, you know, I've said it before several times, but this is part of the fun of playing a Sierra game, seeing all the different ways that you can die. So yeah, in the original Space Quest 1, there was no real way to deal with this monster. You had to sneak by it by walking on the side here. You can actually... Oh. Did I get too close, or is that not going to... Okay, I guess it doesn't work. Okay, you can almost do it. You can almost get to the end there, but no. So what we need to do is, let's see, can we attack it with the knife? You might be able to cut off one head, but meanwhile the others will be turning you into fresh ground turkey. Magnetize it with the widget. It is much less interested in the widget than in stripping the flesh from your bones. Stab it with this sharp stalactite, or no, it's a stalagmite. Maybe you should have kept that after all. Okay, it doesn't seem to have done anything, but okay. Oh, throw the water at it. You really don't feel like sharing your precious dehydrated water with Snakeface here. Cut it with the sharp glass. Okay, it's interesting. So it's like he... Hold on, let me slow that down a bit. See what happens. It's like he plays catch with the thing. It's like he throws it, and then the snake kind of bounces it back to him. That's kind of cool. All right, let me just... I don't think it makes a difference, but let me just go ahead and restore the game. And, I mean, what we need to do, of course, is use the sticky stuff on it. So let's go ahead and do that. I guess it thinks at first that it's something to eat because it senses that it's some kind of plant matter, some kind of organic matter, and then it gets stuck. At the moment, he's stuck on something. Fortunately, not you. All right. All right, so yeah, we can walk past now. And just as in the first game, there's a door here with no apparent mechanism for opening it, and a pulsing steam geyser. I wouldn't be touching that directly, it's hot. Sss is its response. You get a whiff of sulfur in the steam-heated air. Yes, a good steam cleaning might seem in order right now, considering all the things you've dragged it over lately. It's the facial peel that is of concern. Alright, so just as in the original game, and again, this is a lot easier to figure out in this game because you can just click everything on it. You don't need to type anything, you just click everything on that hole there until something works. But you do this. There you go, and the door opens. So yeah, so just as in the first game, we've got some drops falling down here and going into this pool, but you gaze intently at the greenish pool of liquid, the first real sign of moisture on this planet, The pool seems to have no bottom. The gentle dripping has a soothing effect on your frazzled nerves. A small plume of mist rises as each drop hits the pool's surface, which is probably it's probably a hint of something, because I think water shouldn't create vapor like that just from dripping. I mean, it might splash, but it shouldn't create a vapor like that, so that might give you an indication that there's... Maybe you should think twice about drinking that stuff, but we're playing a Sierra adventure, so let's do what comes naturally when playing a Sierra adventure. Let me slow this down just a touch so that we can see the animation better. Well, Scott, it looks like Roger has done it again. It sure does, Mark. Let's run that one again. Let's run that one again with the aid of our new How He Blew It cam and chalkboard. I have to say that carefully, Mark. Every time we mention something with a trademark or copyright, the lawyers come out to feed. Yes, that was the constant problem in the Space Quest games, wasn't it? Instant replay! Now, this is where Roger makes the fatal move. And we can all see the result of that mistake. I don't know about you, Scott. Personally, I like to know exactly what I'm messing with before I actually mess with it. I guess he'll know better next time. Ouch. Sure, you've died a few deaths before, but this one really burns you. Planets are depending on you. Seeing you do stuff like this is definitely making them nervous. Alright, so, let's see. Can we talk to it? Drip, 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 it must be talking to you, okay? Yeah, so we, you lean over the pool to get a good solid whiff, and whoa! Talk about clean sinuses! Again, let me slow that down just a bit so we can see what happens just a bit better. That's right, you have no head. That darn pool must be filled with acid. You obviously can't go on living that way. And if we try to use the taste icon on it, I think something similar happens. You lean over to drink from the tempting pool of liquid. As your lips touch the fluid, you feel a pain which could be likened to kissing a lit rocket nozzle. Now you know what they mean when they say, don't drink the water. Okay, and we get the same animation as last time. And the same message as well. Okay, so what do we do with the pool? Well, nothing. You can't actually do anything with the pool at all. I wonder if can we try putting stuff in it? Nah, not here. Alright, so you don't, okay, they don't have unique messages for the pool. Alright, fine. Alright, let's move on. And here we have, what do we have? There are two metal units here which appear to be emitting beams of energy. The beams seem to form some sort of electronic barrier across the path. Now, I'm not sure. You can see this area is open here, so I mean, I'm not sure it's actually open or if the view has just cut it away so that we can see when you're walking down that path. But I mean, theoretically, it looks like you could just like climb up, like it's not even that huge of a climb, just kind of jump up here. But I'm guessing actually, yeah, I'm guessing it's actually closed to, like it's, yeah, okay. I don't think we could just like climb up this rock ridge here. I don't think that would work. All right, let's do the obvious thing first and just keep on walking. Well, Scott, it looks like Roger has done it yet another time. It sure seems that way. For those who might have missed that last one by Roger, or if like me you just want another look at it, let's roll it again. Instant replay. You've got to give some high marks for truly fine execution. We'll have to give it a strong 9.8 on the Richter scale. You found quite a number of forms to transform yourself into. This is the first time you've ever been wafer style. I don't think that's the first time. We've in Space Quest 3 there were, well, okay, first of all, Space Quest 3 hasn't happened yet because this is the first Space Quest game. So I guess, okay, technically I guess that is the first time probably for Roger. Alright, so of course, just as in last time, you use the, and again, this is easy to solve again because you can just click everything on the laser beams, but yeah, you use this. You have quite cleverly turned the beam upon itself, frying and fusing it into a state of inoperability. There are two metal units here which are no longer emitting beams of energy. I wonder why not. Alright, so now we come to One of my least favorite parts of the game. First of all, there are a lot more drops than in the original game. I think in the original game they only had like 3 or 4 drops. Here you can see they have, looks like 8. So, oh, okay. Got it on the first try. That usually does not happen to me. Usually I have to try sometimes I have to try like 10 or 20 times before I can get through there. All right, well, that was just lucky. Passed the drops. But of course, we can't just leave it at that. We need to see what happens if we touch one of them. So, to be fair, they do change the speed of the drops as you change Roger's walking speed. If they fell that fast as Roger was walking this slowly, it would be completely impossible. But let's go ahead and take a stroll through the drop. What is that sound effect from? I feel like that might be... That's not from The Wizard of Oz, is it? It's not when the witch is melting and she says, "I'm melting." No, I don't think that's from The Wizard of Oz. Is that from somewhere? I mean, they could have made it for the game, but I feel like it's from somewhere. You are unpleasantly surprised by a drop of searing acid which bores its way to your feet. Now that's some seriously deep pain. Well, let me try. Let me play that sound effect again. Does anybody recognize this sound effect? Come on. Does anybody recognize that? Because I really feel like... I mean, I don't know. I don't think I've heard it anywhere before, but it sounds like it wasn't made just for this game. It sounds like it's a sample from something. But who knows? Anyway. Alright, so now, of course, we'll meet that hologram. Let me see. Is this thing on? No, it was off. So let's first of all just see what happens if we meet this hologram with the gadget off. As soon as you enter the room, you find yourself surrounded by darkness. Suddenly you become aware of the fact that you cannot move or speak. A strange, unknown force has taken over. A massive holographic image appears before you. Hey there, buddy. It begins to speak. Zoyojib, Ivo Sidvidge. Joe Wiffham's Ek. Okay, there's not much point in reading all this. It's obviously just... I doubt that this is an actual constructed language. I doubt that they... You know how there are actual... like, for some series, they made languages like Klingon or Varelian or whatever that are actual languages. I doubt this is a real language. I'm pretty sure it's just gibberish. As an apparent result of your inability to understand the alien tongue, the being has sent you back to the surface. You need some kind of help with that. Oh, hey, that's a little... It's like a... It's the hole you were jettisoned from when you were expelled from the cavern area. Can we go back that way? Something you can do if there are no visible means of entry. I'm curious, what does it say if we haven't been thrown out that way yet? I guess it probably just says nothing. It probably just says... Hold on, where is it now? Over here. The cave is very small and empty, not unlike your gray matter. Yeah, okay. Alright, so it's there, but you can't go back in. Alright. It says you need some help with that, but I mean, the translator which we need is from the Arcada, so if you didn't take the translator, then you're totally stuck here, and then there's no way to get past this part, but I mean, it's hard to miss the translator because it's very obviously in that drawer. I mean, that's the thing. I keep saying this, but it amazes me that people get upset that you could get stuck here. I mean, yes, you could if you missed the translator, but how many people missed the very obvious, like, it's so obvious. It's not hidden in any way. There's not any kind of pixel hunting you need to do. There's very clearly like a drawer and a button on the wall, and all you have to do is click on them, and that's it, and you get the device. So if you're really that quite frankly, careless that you just like completely bypassed it, then yeah, you could get stuck here. But I mean, that's not how you play an adventure game. You're supposed to examine everything. So, all right, you switch the gadget on. So now we won't have that problem. All right, this is the same as before. But now we should understand his, her, its speech. So, you have found your way to my hallowed chamber. Fortunately, there is much more to you than meets the eye. I have been monitoring your travels on our planet. It appears that you're up the proverbial estuary without a means of locomotion. In other words, you're on the Leather Express slapping the dogs, pounding the sand. You'd kill for a fine ride. You're obviously in need of transportation. Let us see if you are worthy of our assistance. On the surface lives a beast called Orat. He proves to be a bit of an annoyance on occasion. Dispose of him and bring back evidence of your conquest. Only then will I deal with your plight. Good luck, strange one. You don't need to send me back, boss, because bring to me evidence of the beast Orat's demise and we'll talk. So I think if you don't do anything here, he'll send you back to the surface, as he did before. But we don't need to go through that because we have the Orat part already. You drop the Orat part to the ground. The vision is silent as the dainty morsel splats to the dry soil. You are startled by a rumbling. Suddenly an oddly shaped door comes into view and slowly opens. You hear a voice, different this time, beckoning you to step forward. Looks like the same kind of door that we had before with the stalagmite opening mechanism. When you step through, the door slides closed with a faint hissing sound. You're alone in a large room full of strange equipment. Please don't be alarmed. We intend no harm. Oh, did somebody mention... I think somebody mentioned in the previous game that these are all actually females. I think this whole race is female. Am I right about that? Oh, and this guy, this woman's, or whatever, this Coronian's message is clear automatically. Sorry. You're studying the power generation facility for underground settlement. All power here is produced by steam. That is unimportant to you, however. We've promised you transportation. It is a skimmer with a capital S. It hovers approximately half a meter above the traveling surface. This is very important because of Grell. Grell is like dwell in caves below the sand. Maybe that's why he's called Grell, because he dwells. He's a dwelling grellin gremlin. Yo, check it out. Yo, I'll be dwelling in my grellin cave grotto thing. The skimmer is programmed to take you to a settlement on the other side of Corona called Yulin's Flats. You can make further travel arrangements there. I'm sorry this is all we can offer. I hope your trip is a safe one. Board the skimmer when you're ready to depart. Good luck, strange one. What are you calling strange one? That's not very nice. So we can look around here. There are what appear to be skylights made from gigantic oysters, which filter the intense Coronian sunlight down to these lower levels. You can't reach them. They're much too high, and I don't think they open anyway. Try as you might, you just can't smell the skylights from down here. Just as you're about to pass out from hyperventilation, you sensibly decide to abandon this particular project. While they look like gigantic oysters, I doubt very much that they could taste anything like them. That is true. The people of Corona sure are an odd-looking lot. You can't pin it down, but you are sure something is different about them. You think? Gee. Okay, here it says he's a guy, so maybe, I don't know. Can we smell them? The underarm odor potential of this Coronian is truly staggering. Too bad this place has never heard of deodorant. You were never fond of broiled tongue. I think I didn't click it on the guy. I think I clicked it on this machine here. Yeah, it's a steam generator. A fascinating device in constant motion. Looks like it was assembled following a field trip to the junkyard, but everything appears to be in working order. It actually looks like something from Fallout 3, doesn't it? Kind of does with these vacuum tubes. He probably doesn't want you to fool with it. Okay, now we can taste this guy. He's got a wrench and he knows how to use it. The generator doesn't respond. Perhaps it's based on some form of AS, artificial stupidity. Catch a sense of iron oxide, burning rubber, and fusel oil. It makes you momentarily homesick for mom's cooking. It's hot enough to fry your tongue like an egg. Don't press to those chopstick on it. Oh yeah, all these glass tubes are... Okay, something else. There must be some radical new technology. No, it's actually pretty old technology. Vacuum tubes are... Can't reach them. Although bright, the glass tubes have little light to shed on your current situation. They are not sparkling conversationalists. The scent of burning dust around the tubes. Yeah. We haven't talked about this shaft here. Don't worry, I'm sure... in this game, you'll undoubtedly get the shaft at least once. Grease. That's for the shaft. Let's nod and just say we did, okay? Alright. Pipes. The feeling that might be hot. The Coronians are going to think you're lonely. Oh, not lonely, loony. All pipes wrapped in duct tape smell alike to you. So your tongue stuck sizzling to the hot steam pipe is not a pleasant one. Steam escapes from these vents. The Coronians have a place they put people who are in the habit of talking to steam vents. No particular odor from the steam. Okay, all right. All this stuff. Oh, here we go. Most interesting indeed. A mixture of both old and new technologies makes you wonder about its origin, or at least about its tech support. On one side of the chamber is a primitive steam generator. Its pistons pounding rhythmically turn steam into useful energy. On the other side is what appears to be a computer console. There's a door up there, but we can't go in there. Large metal cylinders. Suspect they smell like rusty metal since that's what they're made of. It seems like a waste of time and tongue power. All right, I mean, again, I was just playing around here. What we need is this computer. So there's nothing visible on the computer screen, and you need to insert a data cartridge for this thing to work. So just as in the last game, let's go ahead and put the cartridge in. Loading. Whoever shall read this, my name is Dr. Vohal. I'm a scientist with the Star Generator Project aboard the Star Lab Arcada. We have just successfully completed development and testing of the Star Generator. During this time, I've come to believe that our progress has been monitored by others. I fear that the Sarians may have learned of our mission. If my fears prove true, the Star Generator and the people of our universe are in serious jeopardy. The Star Generator is a miraculous device. Used as intended, it will help preserve life for eons to come. Used as a device for evil, it would cause the destruction of millions of lives and enslave all who oppose the Sarians. Encoded within this cartridge are all the plans and specifications for the construction of the Star Generator. Should any disaster befall the Star Generator project, scientists will be able to create a duplicate of the Star Generator with this information. Please guard it with your life and return it to the Xenon ruling body as quickly as possible. Important note, the Star Generator is capable of self-destruction. This was introduced to the system as a precaution. To activate it, we must enter the code 5276. Let me quickly note that down, because this is random. I think this is random every time you play the game, so if you don't note it down, you're kind of screwed because you will not know what it is later. A 5-minute timer will begin to count down. Beware, anyone within 5 kilometers of the Star Generator will be in danger once the timer has been initiated. Please be careful and good luck. Just as in the original game, the cartridge remains in the computer. Do not forget to take it with you. You don't really need it after this, and in fact, you don't get points. In the original game, you get points for taking the cartridge back, and this one you don't. So you can still get full points even if you leave it here, but then you get a slightly different ending. All right. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and save that code 5276, because otherwise I will probably forget later. So 5276, saved. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this thing with the skimmer. And let's see what happens. There's a random chance that he might accidentally back it up. No, he didn't. Okay. Sometimes he backs it up and it crashes into the steam generator, and then he says, whoops, it was in reverse. I didn't notice. Sorry. But it doesn't really affect anything. It's just like an additional gag. So you can skip this, but let's go ahead and play it. Now, this is so much better than the sequence in the original game for many reasons. The skimmer is a lot more responsive. The segment is a lot shorter. I think CR probably got a lot of complaints that it was too long in the original game, and so they shortened it. And also there's this nice music. I actually quite like this music. It's a little silly, but I like it. Oops. That was pretty intense. So it says that regardless of how much damage, if you take any damage, it says that was pretty intense. I'm just going to save here. And let me just quickly check our score. 112. I don't think you get more points for a flawless run. You can do a flawless run, and I think it says congratulations, you made it without a scratch, but I don't think you get more points. Let me see if I can do a flawless run. There we go. Whoops, had the darn thing in reverse. Hope nobody saw that. Obviously this guy did. I mean, he's right there, but okay, I'll try this again. I've had a perfect run before. Like, it has happened. Doesn't happen often, but it's not impossible. Like, it's not that super difficult. You might need to try a few times for it to happen, but let's see if I'm really like really concentrating now. Those tall rocks kill you with one hit. The small ones just add to your damage meter, but those tall rocks are one-hit kills, so obviously watch out for those. Whoop. Ah! I'm going to end the video after this. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to restore. I'm going to end the video after this anyway, so if you don't want to keep watching, you can go ahead and stop because I'm not going to do anything after this. But I just want to see if I can get a perfect run. Because there are some situations in Sierra Adventures where your points depend on stuff like this, where you'll get less points if you don't do a flawless victory. But I don't think this is one of them. I don't think you get different points based on how much damage you take or don't take. But I'm just curious, because I might be remembering that wrong. I don't think I am, but I don't want to find out later that I'm missing points because I hit some rocks on this segment. I think we're almost... Congratulations, you made it through without a scratch. Nice. Yeah, still 112, so it doesn't make any difference to our score. Okay. Alright, that will be that then. That is the end of this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Next time we'll explore Yulin's Flats and take it from there. Hope you are all doing well, folks. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Until then, bye-bye for now.